Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to cilinixfxcapital. Hope you're all doing great. Hope you're having a great weekend so far. Welcome to this new video. On Bitcoin this morning, not much has changed since yesterday, to be fair. We're still trading within that little tight range right here between 106,000 and 103.6. A little bit higher, but ultimately that's the main area. We're still trading within that. Yesterday we had some bearish pressure with quite a lot of volume as well, because obviously, you know, the tension in the Middle East is still quite high, and the uncertainty is also still quite high. So we do not really know what to expect. So in general, fundamentally, when we're talking about the market right now, my thoughts are still the same, right? We haven't really gained more clarity over the course of this weekend. We've only seen, you know, continuation, escalation. I'm not sure if I would say that, because it's basically just been a continuation of what happens on the Thursday and Friday. But ultimately, the fundamentals are still quite unstable, right? And then next week, we also have some major economic fundamental events coming out. So given all of that, and then I'm talking obviously about Wednesday when we have the FOMC meeting, the Federal Reserve, and the interest rate decision, of course, which is most likely going to stay the same, but still... you very often see some sort of de-risking ahead of that. So that in combination with the fundamentals makes me say that, you know, technically we are actually quite stable, right? I mean, even though we rejected quite strongly from the value area high right here, ultimately we have seen stability basically since Friday when we had that push down, right? I mean, we still held the value area low of this range right here. So I would say, you know, that stability, at least on the short term, today is also still most likely. So that does mean that we will get a drop into the 200 EMA right here on the 4-hour time frame, potentially also a little bit lower into this point of control area, which is also it's the previous month POC. So that's based on price action earlier, but we also have the value area low here of that range. So the main support level is around 104, 103.6. I think it's most likely we are going to pull into that. But I would say, given the technicals now, that it's most likely that we will remain stable within that range for now. And then it's mostly dependent on the opening of the traditional financial markets, whether we are going to test those levels lower or not, right? We tested the level right here at 102.8. On Friday, when the attack actually happened, the main support level, or at least all of the support levels we have, are also go down towards 100,000, right? And dropping down into that would not invalidate the range that we still have to the upside right here, right? So whether we are going to pull back into that, I would say, you know, expect that it is a possibility. Maybe even expect that it's most likely. That's something I've said in my last couple of videos over the last couple of days. So expect that, right? But it is dependent on the financial markets and how they open, right? So that is also something I'll keep you updated on. I'll be back with my middle of the day market update later today to talk about whether we have some updates. At this point of time, like I said, there's only been continuation. There's some expectations that oil will open much higher, which is obviously bearish for worldwide economies and also bearish for financial markets. So that's the first kind of sign that, you know, we might actually see, or at least we should expect more downsides. But that's also something that's to be continued, right? There's no certainty, and all the data on oil prices we have at this point of time are mainly based on prediction markets and not on real data. So I'll keep you updated on that. I'll be back later today also with a full economic calendar updates, because like I said, we have FOMC next week on Wednesday. But we do have some other data as well coming out, so that I think you need to know about. So I'll keep you updated on that. But for now, I think that's what you need to know. So enjoy your Sunday, take care, and bye.